Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Xonotic Strafe competition for 2026. These are 5 wonderful maps made by the wonderful Cool, all in the Strafe style, so you'll see no weapons or trickery going on here. We have some fantastic demos from the first week, but all of these maps have 4 secrets to be found. So we have Kota to show us the first 4 in a full run. So the secrets were fairly easy to find, I think, for most people this week, if they were looking the right places. But doing them all in one run is very tricky. I tried to, which is why I've accepted Kota's demo, because I tried to do all of them in one run. The problem is this second secret, so that was secret number 1. I might drop into the map after this to take a bit more of a look at where they are and stuff like that. But yeah, you have to kind of come back. It's quite easy to do if you do it from the start, this second secret. So if you do hop onto this map in the future and want to do it from the start, you can just take the same route that Kota's taking here. Get yourself to here, go wide, and then straight up here, and up and in. And that's the hard part done, because the rest of them are fairly simple to get into. That's secret number 2. So I will go and fly around, because this is a pretty good run actually for speed wise. Going back really sucks because you can't get back up if you take 2 first and then go back for number 1. That's not difficult. That's not possible. The last one can be a bit tricky, but it's you can just go again. And there is a setup for it. I don't know if Kota's just going for it. Okay, yeah. So there's, yeah. Oh no. There is a setup for it. Kota might accidentally find the setup. If you start with a circle jump about at the end of this brick here, then it spaces out very well. But yeah. Boom, straight in here. Drop down. And through. And we're going to finish. What time are we going to get? 153, I would say. 152. There we go. Very, very nice. xsc2026-round1. Yeah, the hiding spots were great. So the first one is round this corner, past checkpoint number 1. And it's marked by this. You see this tiny red dot? If you're watching on 160p, the answer's probably no. But that is where the teleporter is. And then the Kool-Aid man. Number 1 out of 4. So check those. Through the teleporter. Flying off around this corner like we saw. Get good speed round this corner. Straight up here. And it's up and over and into the hole. Drop down. And number 2 out of 4. Then fly along here. This one was one of the harder ones to find, I think, for a lot of people. Because people were obviously giving out the one for number 2. But this one, this isn't water. It looks like water, but there's no physics of water to it, so that you can drop down this little hole here. And find number 3. They are indeed AI generated cards, unfortunately. We'll show them off because the secrets are cool, but don't use AI, it's shit. And then finally, I found this one on day 1 and was like, this has got to be a secret, but I didn't see the difference between this and this. Look exactly the same to me. But yeah, into this hole off the DJ. And number 4 for the quad damage. There are 4 more on next week's map, so make sure you check those out. And now we shall roll into the records. We start off with, as always, he tries to get out of it by playing terribly, but he is still your South American champion, Dez. A 35.16 for 38th place on the week. We love him dearly. We'll never get away. We'll find some reason to show his demos if we can. But we might see some different routes here. I'm not 100% sure. I think everything kind of got to one route, but it's, yeah. No, you're registered. You'd have to change your affiliation, and the only way to do that is through Mirio, and we all know that he won't do it. Can't change your registration. Very nice run though. Well done, Des. Next up, a rare face in the top 20. Definitely someone who could put themselves here much more often. But Ash, a regular mapper for XDWC, but doesn't tend to play the tournaments, partially due to having mapped, but also for just life reasons quite often. Get in the way of Ash grinding, but incredibly talented player. Slotting themselves into 20th with a run from day number 1. So fortunately the route didn't evolve all that much. Quite balanced routes really, I think, here. Because there were some runs done early on that were faster on other routes, that were faster than this one. Shink's absolutely maxing a different route before swapping to a new one. But here you want to take as little... I should probably commentate, shouldn't I? And show off what the route is on Ash's. But a very clean run. All of the things I was going to say were done there. We'll roll up to Plaza, who's been absolutely improving hand over fist recently. And I expect to be a serious contender in this tournament. So come in here, gets a nice down ramp there. As little as you can on that, losing very tiny speed. Get 2 down ramps there. We will see that change in the future to only 1. That's a beautiful turn there. W-turning this whole thing. It takes balls to do that. Will he W-turn this? Does indeed W-turn. That's incredible. The whole thing is just W-turns until this final corner. He manages to get the down ramp there. Absolutely majestic W-turn. And a huge improvement. 1.3 seconds over the PB of the time. Very, very nicely done from Plaza. All of that grinding on the 40-minute long maps has paid off. Next up, we have Kabla, not the capture one, in 18th place. It is pure W-turn. I was pretty sure it was W-turn, but I didn't have the balls to do it, basically. So double down ramp for Cabby. Very clean up ramp. Should take this from the back. Yep, gets the early bounce on the stair. Very nicely done there. AD turning here. Cabby's got a beautiful AD turn though, so gains a lot through the AD turn. Again, AD turning here very nicely. Taking it chill, taking it wide so that you get a nice ramp there. You could lose 200 speed for taking that ramp badly. And a very nice finish for Cabby. Goes a bit high, loses a bit more speed than what the previous run was, but gets it into the finish very nicely, right on the end. Nicely done. Nicely done. There's going to be small improvements in most of this tournament because it's, you know, the top 20 are separated by a second and a half. And if we ignore what may be coming in the future, only just over a second. So small improvements, but there will be things to look out for. I mean, look at this. We've got a 7, 6, 9, 6, 8. And I don't have to say the meme word. Tofu up next, though. Yeah, the end ramp. There was a sharp intake of breath, I think, if you rewind that of me going, oh, he's going to miss the finish. Because sometimes I do forget. Like, I watch a lot of cycling, which is live. And I commentate based off of that because I don't know what's going to happen. But in cycling, of course, you can be on the heater and crash because you only have one attempt. Why has he done a different route? This is a different route, Tofu. You weren't supposed to do that while I was talking about something completely different. Going on the inside, it gives you less exit speed, but it is a starting route. It's faster through the start, but it is less exit speed. So he's now coming here 50 or 60 less speed than everybody else through here. But that quicker start definitely carried for longer. So nicely done from Tofu there. 0.01 ahead, the Turkish Delight. It saves 0.5s, but I could never make it work, and I know multiple people swapped from it. part way through. Woodges has massively improved over the last 2 years. I mean, we've been saying he's improving, but now he's hit the point where it's like world records and top 20s. Oops, I need to change the thing. There we go. World records and top 20s. Is there an African champion? I forgot to check that one. If anybody wants to find me the demo, I have every demo. If anybody wants to find me the African, if there was an African player, I completely forgot to check this week. If anyone wants to give me if you can find the time, I can find it. I've got all the demos downloaded in my folder. Nice on the last pixel of that down ramp. Oh, and that was very nice up. That was a nice up. Let's watch Woodges again while we see if there is an African champion. Because I want to take a look at something in slow motion towards the end here that I think is going to become very important. There's two things actually, because I think Woodges does this at the start. If he does one of two things, and I can tell you what the other one is based off of what he does or doesn't do. So no problems here at the start. Outrageous Noise 59. We will get on that demo right after this. So, I missed it. On that ramp before, you can either take 1 bounce or 2 bounces, depending on your spacing. That's nice. Here, going straight up, getting quite high, you can take an extra bounce and it could adjust your spacing. Now, here's what I want to talk about specifically. We drop off here, we come round, and we have to go wide. Everybody's been going wide because they want to land at the bottom of this and lose as little speed as possible. But over time, we're going to see people... Look how close Woodges is. He's getting the last pixels of this. So we're going to see people have to try and wiggle and adjust to be able to get this down ramp. Because it doesn't feel like a strong down ramp. That's a very nice up ramp as well. But it doesn't feel like a strong down ramp. But it definitely is. It's definitely, I mean, a lot of speed gained from that. So we will see. Let's pop down. Oh, I didn't export them. We will pause and we will get this African champion. Here we go. We have the African champion demo. I forgot. I apologise. But this is your run. Fair play to anyone down this end of the field. There's quite a few people who did a run. And it's like, for people to join the servers and to understand this race and to understand... Almost certainly without watching my guides, because otherwise they'd be pressing W and jumping constantly and not falling in there. But if they're able to get to the finish, and that makes me very happy. Oh yeah, we've got some movement here. There we go. You know, this is intuitive to people. That's what I think. It's intuitive. You gain some speed, and you're going to learn that maybe hitting the up ramps might not be the best idea. But, I mean, you can see people moving as well. That's the other thing about having the servers. You can see people moving. So you see two, and you know to follow. And you can see these checkpoints, of course. Now, here's a problem. That checkpoint's just gone behind. But, intuitively, I'm stuck, so I must go this way. And I'm going to say possibly that 2 is just going to go. I checked these partially because of secrets rather than actually whether they were where to go. But I definitely checked them. And I looked at them as I did my first run through. As I looked at them to check whether they were routes. So it's very interesting always to watch these kind of things. First run ended in that door? Fair. Where did my first run end? Oh, my first run ended in this water because I couldn't decide what to do, and I ended up not jumping on the ramp, I think, and just went straight. I was like, oh dear. It had already hit a few walls and stuff, but yeah. My problem sometimes doing the first run, because when I'm doing my first run, I'm looking for the guide video. So I'm constantly looking to see if I've jumped something that I shouldn't have, and was I going too fast? And map number 2, I can't remember where I fell in a hole, but I basically went, oh, I'm going too fast to be newbie, and like looking for noob routes. And would I have been able to do that without being super fast, and do I need to go around and stuff like that? Just fall. You just fall. 2 DJs. This is it. A lot of people started out like this. I started playing by playing Quake 3 as a dual mode in CPMA. Hey, up, he's worked out you can't jump in this water, get you teleported, so that's good. It is interesting to see this because, of course, like neural networky AI type bollocks would take a very long time to work this out, but humans just work it out. And I'm probably about 400 ping as well. Yeah, 250 ping. But yeah, very nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. We will pop our way back up the screen. So thank you to everybody who plays. We care about every single one of you. We will now jump over to Cute Bones with a 33.68, another 01 of a time save. I should look directly at the lamp. Here we go. A backwards circle jump, because they're a wrong'un. Very smooth up there. There we go. There's your one bounce on the ramp, and then taking the inside. Less speed, but you've got more speed. You wouldn't be able to hit the 2, so you might as well go inside. If you can hit the 2, then you might as well get the second. Very nicely inside there. Dropping down, takes it wide, very close to hitting that, and there we have the missed down ramp. So I reckon we're going to lose time there. Only loses 0.02, so potentially did also miss that on the previous PB run for the splits that we were comparing against. But I don't think we're going to see a second hit there unless Uchi fucks his end, which might happen. But that was a beautiful end ramp. Uchi up next. You may notice that anybody who has icons no longer has icons in their name. The reason, or emojis and stuff, the reason for that is because for some reason my LibreOffice crashes if I have certain non-ASCII characters in it. So I had to strip all the ASCII characters out of my spreadsheet. Very rude. Uchi breaks everything. I blame Uchi. Actually, this one wasn't him. I can put that one back in and it doesn't break. He broke somehow the combination of the star and an emoji after it broke the function for saying how many unique players are on for the regular season reviews. This is very quick through this section. This is definitely the fastest we've seen, so we might see a shite end. Wide through here, but very nice. Coming fast. So Uchi's plan, yes, goes a lot faster. Gets the down ramp by going very diagonal. So Uchi's going very, very wide there, but much faster if you just look at the raw speed on the speedometer. Whereas Cute Bones was probably the direct opposite example of that. Very tight, but you would probably see 100 speed less than what Uchi just put out there. So there's two ways to the coin, and these, even though this map is going to have one route on it, it's going to be one major route, and you are going to see those differences, and Uchi dropping down earlier on the steps very near to the end, which allowed him to take that wider line that let him get the down ramp after, which probably gains that 0.06 seconds. Next up, Nature. I'm willing to be proven wrong, but I don't think we'll see the DJ start. There was a fat wide that I think wasn't needed in the middle. Checkpoint 3 to 4 was very wide. Okay, we've got a wide outside route from Nature here. Often does do different routes and makes them kind of work. Map 1 last year in XDWC might not have been the best example of that, but the Aussie route, he doesn't get to steal because nobody's on his servers. He only gets to steal from K9, and like, that's not good, is it? Oh, that's a glorious end. Let's watch that again because we have a second thing. Yeah, the guy has to steal routes off of Paul and K9. Like, give him some credit. He also turns the wrong way. He's a wrong un. So come in here. He should get 2 down ramps. 1 there, 1 there. This is nice. Just slides. Because he knows he's going forwards. Hits that. That's beautiful. Absolutely glorious. And this bit round here, so slower than we noticed. Especially the Nucci, who took some very wide sections. But we want to check in after this turn. So it goes right over here, just strafe hard. And then, what's slower? That one. That might be a bit too slow. But look how close. Woomph. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, you might hit those beams at the end. There is a good chance of hitting those beams at the end. Who we got next then? We have Kyle up next. Fantastic duel player. One of the best. But also can strafe. Coming in at, I can't remember what position. Because I forgot to open my spreadsheet. XDWC2025 may have been the best quality you will ever see out of me. Just temper your expectations. He did this while we were taking the screenshot. We're all gathered up there taking the screenshot yesterday. The screen that... So, POV Kyle's view. Do you know what? I can change this screenshot. Do I have a screenshot of him? We're going to go live screenshot hunting here. Very nice finish. Where are my screenshots? I need to take all of that to there. And then open with... view, that was it. Right. We are swapping to the main screen here. Do I have... Oh, these are accidental screenshots of people's butts. Do I have one of Kyle flying past here? Do I have one of the top 20 run? He's not in any of them. Nah, we're back round. Ah, oh well. Oh well. But yeah, we are all stood up here taking the picture as Kyle goes through. What we got next then? We have 2 in 11th place.
2.
There we go. 2. Why does this demo introduce... What happened there? 2 minutes remain. Just introduces the guy perfectly. How can we get us that? That's not fair. I want that. I'll make an announcer pack. I'll record it myself. Can I have an introduction like that? That's nice. That's a long gap from where he hit the ramp to going over. We're going loose. We're going Freecaster days. This ain't Red Bull days. For fans of Rob Warner and the downhill mountain biking, this is Freecaster and getting absolutely hammered, but without the alcohol. Yeah, it's just 2. Unfair, but I want to check out this long range ramp jump on the middle section. So coming around here quite nicely. Bump, bump. You probably can inject audio sounds to make the game play them, maybe. But here, very long range, but doesn't lose a lot of speed because of it, and can kind of get on the strafing quicker as well. This is very nice. It feels wide for a second, but it looks not. Oh, he did eat that ramp. Yeah, that's the thing. You eat that ramp and you get the down ramp on the other side to make up for it, but you lose a lot more than you gain. There's a thing in cycling that you'll never gain back on the downhill what you lost on the uphill, and the same with headwinds and tailwinds. Doesn't matter if you go ride out and back, you won't gain on the downhill what you lost on the uphill, and it's the same here. Next up then, Silney, 33.29, also got a 2. The game just loves that guy. I've got a feeling Silney might be going in the opposite direction. It doesn't apply if you're... Yeah, it does go this longer way around. Very late jump, opposite of 2 there. It doesn't apply... I think it does apply if you're... Well, okay, if you smooth the ramp, but that's the same as taking a ramp jump in like BMX, where you can pump it. If you eat the ramp, you will lose a lot more. Very nice from Silney there. Next rolling is JH in 9th place. What's he gonna do? Ooh, yeah, I know. Some noob. We do indeed have our Lithuanian champion. With only a minute and a half left on the clock as he starts the run, he's got to get there quick, otherwise he's just going to run time out. Very late jump. Was that a DJ cancel by the famous DJ canceller? JH? 1700 through there. That's, I think, the fastest we've seen since Uchi was going super wide to reach those numbers. But JH is coming tight. What a finish. Okay, then. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll go with HRT, the height reduction technique. What was that end then? Because that's very interesting, because we've seen people get as wide as possible after that corner to be able to get the up ramp as smooth as possible and lose as little speed as possible. So they're now hitting the wall effectively, and someone going as fast as JH is going to hit the wall. So yeah, that adjustment saves your spacing. Very nicely done. Super tight cut on there, getting a lot of speed. Yeah, you're going to eat the up ramp, because you're either going to eat the up ramp or you've got to go so wide. I mean, we've seen for the last few people that they're either eating the up ramp or smashing into this wall. So you're giving yourself extra space, and because you're coming in narrower, you're able to... Yeah, you're coming in narrower, which means you're able to diagonal it more and take the down ramp as well. So very, very well planned out end there. Absolutely fantastic. Following that up is old mate Gil, Delta, in 8th place, the Frenchman. We thought he was on strike, but he decided to turn up at the end. Here we go. Yeah, it's definitely something that you don't need until you're eating the ramp or the wall. If you're making a choice between ramp or wall and you're eating them, you need it. But your spacing, I actually expect in a couple of... We might see it again here, but I expect that some people are going to have the spacing slightly further so that they're -1 jumping JH and they're landing on the step like Cute Bones did. And in that case, you're not going to need to do what JH did. So I think it's a very limited time option, and I'm glad we got to see it. Coming round through here, yeah, doesn't go for it, so goes for that instead. So that's your other option, is to go for something like that to get that double jump. Very nice, very nice. Are we streaming the Mod Lap Championship final? Probably not, unless if it's on now, definitely not. I haven't paid attention to that one. We're doing DeFrag. He returns, the saviour of the British hopes, the Green Man himself, Mr. Vertical Plum Bob Squarepants. Prepare to kneel. He turned up, having not played in 6 months, and smashed my PB. Immediately, in 20 minutes of playing. I thought that was quite rude. DJ start though, just to, you know, if anyone wants to rewind and say that I said that it won't happen, it happened. And of course it's vert. Down on there. That's not the real vert. He's shooting. Yeah, we had a slap weapon in this. Can't be real vert. It is the correct ID apparently. So someone's stolen the ID. But 3288. Very nicely done. Following that up, we have Knight. Your favourite defragger's favourite defragger. 3285. The only thing that makes me feel like it's probably vert is that he turned up the evening. I texted him about lunchtime on Discord saying to come and play, begging him, and he turned up in the evening of that day. That's why I'm pretty sure it's real vert. That and the key. If he wasn't online, how did he give his key to someone? Very nicely done so far from Knight though. Dropping down, get the double jump. Now going fast enough to not hit that. Ease that ramp, but gets a decent line really out of the ramp. So it doesn't eat it potentially as much as it looked like it was going to be. The spacing felt very eating, but I guess the redirect from the switching wish deer probably worked. Yeah, not the greatest end. But hey, it was good before. That end was really tricky because you just kind of got to that end, and no matter what you did, it seemed like you couldn't get the same spacing every time. So you were always figuring it out on the fly with that. So trying to get the absolute perfect ramp, like Nature's absolute beauty that he managed to get. And we saw, who was it at the start? I'm going to have a scroll down and have a look. Cabby. We saw Cabby nearly miss the ramp at the end, like right on the last kind of going towards it and going, am I going to go now? And then away from it and towards it and eventually just hitting it and getting a decent one. And yeah, it was a tricky thing to figure out because it couldn't be figured out per se. Next up, Saucy. Prepare to be mogged. He's up and over, he gets the DJ, quite a nice down ramp speed there. Smooth turning. 1500 off the back of that. It's very nice. I think that was a DJ cancel. That's absolutely beautiful. Gets on the inside, very little speed loss here. Should be taking this super tight to the inside. Now drop off and get this double jump up. Nicely done, loses so little speed and gets the down ramp on the other side. Absolutely beautiful. And a climb with 0 speed loss pretty much all the way through, just pixel perfect on every single one of those. And now, Shinx is up next. Now Shinx, I know, practically maxed the outside start route that we've seen people like Tofu run. But he then went and swapped routes and PB'd very quickly. I don't know if he ever got back. Vert's run as well, but Tofu did it. Was the first one I thought of. Nicely inside. He's got like 50 speed on Vert. Why is it? So that's how much those ramps mean. Okay. He had 50 speed on Source, but then ended up slower after that section because the Source's ramp was just so perfect. Fat W turners as well. Of course he's a W-turn. Have you seen how strong the W-turns are in Warsaw? And everybody just dashes, so W-turning is much more useful. Those W-turns are infinitely strong, I think. Rolling into your podium. Your top 3. Do we have a five rider podium? Let's have a 5-rider podium. Source, you're on the podium. Congratulations. Next up, we have Whoa. You don't get a medal, you only get flowers for the 5-rider podium. The man, the myth, the legend, and the creator of Woe Sauce. 2 nice down ramps. Taking bets, W turn or AD turn. He's nice and fast. It looks like a W turn. Nah, it's going to be an AD turn. Ooh, that's smooth. That's Source levels of cleanery. Source levels of cleanery with Shink's levels of speed. And it's a double jump up there. And then we're going to have to watch that in slow motion. Because I'm not sure what was meant. That's not right. That's not right, that ain't. So, for anyone down here, look at the bottom of the screen. I don't have a mouse, but look at the bottom of the screen, the jump button. If somebody releases that jump button, the little button with the arrow, and it goes black, then they are releasing jump to get a DJ cancel. But here, that's less than 10. That's like 9 speed lost, I think, there. Absolutely stunning. Then here, coming in, just the natural angle of spacing. Really clean. Flinging it round this corner, super tight. But what are we looking at here? We are looking at a nice... Look at the strafe power as well. He gets the jump, then he's crouching for some reason. And then the uncrouch. The crouch does the head. It's head up and down rather than legs up and down if you're from Source. Then goes up and over there. Absolutely beautiful landing here. Very little speed loss. It looks like it's not even a double jump. It's that close. We'll speed up a tiny bit here. No landing on there, of course. We're way past that. But look how tight the strafing is to 100%. Never dropping below 59. And then here, it just loses nothing. I mean, that's just absolutely beautiful. And right on to the end. Congratulations, Woe, on your 3rd place. Frosty in chat says, how did I beat that run? So we'll see how Frosty beat that run by 0.04 seconds. Because that run looks very impressive. There's always weird things with these sort of strafe runs that the closer you get to perfection, the more that it feels like your run is bad. But we will see. Very tight on the start there. Oh, I remember now. That's clean. That means there is potentially something. Undead Sniper, thanks for the follow on YouTube this morning. Super clean on the ramps. When we go into slow motion, we'll see how bad they are, but hey. Okay, so this is what I was talking about when I said the -1 jump on JH. That was kind of the way everybody else has been doing it. Is kind of a -1/2 a jump by getting the double, +1/2 a jump because they're getting the double jump. But that all the way through to go with that initial route where people were going too fast and hitting the wall. Well, now it's -1 jump and we're back on the good spacing. Cracking. Yeah, just a bit better to not. I like this right at the start. We've not seen people get that close to the wall. Like, did you lick it as you went past? It's that close. How are we looking on the ramp jump check? Ooh, it's tasty. It's tasty. Also tasty. Little bit on the wary side there, but still pretty good. You know, we're really clutching at straws here, picking hairs. That was close. That was very, very close to not hitting there, and that's what the difference is. Landing right on the edge, it almost looks like when he lands, you can't see anything that he's standing on. And then super inside on here. And that's what's giving you the spacing to be able to be over, plus the 1900 speed, of course, but the whole general speed, and that's where the spacing's coming from. To get back down on this, we don't need to use the double jump at the bottom here. And now we can 1, 2, and up. Losing 50 speed is not perfect. You know, you want to get a little bit closer, but hey, It's a massive upgrade on previous, and that's probably why it's only just faster, despite being a lot faster than Woe. Of course, that end ramp as well. Going to lose probably 0.1 in that end ramp. And it's not like that's not a bad end ramp. That is a very, very nice end ramp from Frosty. But Woe's end ramp was incredible. Now, Goblin just a minute ago did say in chat that we're going to have a lot of mistakes to analyse in this run, which means that potentially this map could go to like 29-second time or something, because he's got a 32.24. That's nearly 0.4 seconds faster. So let's take a look at your world record run. Yeah, it wasn't a bad end. If it wasn't the fact that Woe's absolute perfection in the end was shown off just before your run, then yeah. We wouldn't have even been nitpicking it, you know. Nicely done round there. 1600 before the jump. 1700 here. He's just that much faster. Super tight inside. Frosty said he called it. Double ramp hit? Okay. I wasn't watching out for that. That might actually have been Rose's on the PB run. That was Vert. Okay. Wait, double ramp hit at the start? The Source got... I was getting that. But I think I was probably +1 jump getting that. Source got that as well. If it's right at the start. Or the the second ramp. Yeah. No, I'm stupid. So, round here. One down ramp here. Not much extra speed gained there because it's such a low, just a normal jump. Then the second one. Then coming through here, it will go super slow motion. So little speed loss, but still gets up. We saw Woe actually DJ cancel this one to try and get better spacing. But Goblin's going so far that he's going to catch the down ramp here. And he manages to catch that, which is absolutely incredible. Like, that is on the verge of perfection running through there. We'll speed it up just a little bit through here. That's why we get 1600 at the double jump up here. Super tight on that as well. Very nice. Just that little turn could save you a decent amount of time just coming into that little turn. Nice bump here. And taking it super inside as well. We saw a few people getting a bit squirrely and outside lining it after. Very nice clean up ramp there. Just gliding up it. Very little speed loss. Onwards here. This is what it looks like in full speed. Now we slow it back down. There is some very red looking splits. You are correct. That's... what? That was just a step up jump. And then super inside here to catch the ledge here. And what we were saying with Frosty's, where he ate quite a bit of ramp, you just kind of, the closer you get, the faster you get, the better. Need the step up for the end spacing for a solid 20% trick. And then the end. That's a nice one from Roses. Just kind of his standard end. Very, very standard set end. But the damage was done previously. And we don't have the splits. No DJ into the first down ramp hit. You don't... oh yeah, you do actually gain quite a lot of time. Because you go so much higher. But, interestingly, I think it possibly at Goblin's speed on that particular run, I think... actually, we can watch it, can't we? Because it's right at the start. I think Goblin hitting the DJ might have meant that he wouldn't hit the second down ramp. And I would say that a double down ramp is better, like Goblin did. A standard double down ramp is better than a single DJ'd into the down ramp, because it barely makes it off the end. The start was difficult for this one. The tight box combined with needing to be kind of outside so that you can keep strafing through this corner. But here, if you look, boom, where's he going to land? Maybe, yeah, probably doesn't, so close to the end that if you get the double jump, you're going to land further on the first one, and then you're going to be going faster as well, and you're going to get the second down ramp. And also, yeah, you're not going to get the angle for carrying on and getting the very beautiful up ramp. It's one of those things that this map changes with these minor things. You have to look so close, and even I miss most of these things while watching. Like, I very much rely on the people who set these times and who push these maps to the limit to spot what the changes are, because the changes are so subtle. There's no way you'd see them in full speed. There's no way you'd just be able to watch them. And I think that's the beauty of this game. It's the reason that we all spend weeks at a time playing these maps. But spending a whole week on one map sounds insane, but it's for these tiny little movements that makes it worth it and makes it work. So an absolutely fantastic run from Goblin. Congratulations to everybody. The results are as they stand, of course, for the end of this, with Goblin in first, Frosty, then Woe, Source, Knight, Vert, Delta JH, Silney 2, Kante, Uchi, Cute Bones, Woodjizzer, Tofu, Kabla, Plaza, Ash, and Dez. An outrageous noise, our African champion. So, yeah. Fantastic play, and everybody else who's in, I think there was some 200 players. I'm just going to quickly go and check how many players there were on the first map. 162 people completing the first map, so absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much to everybody who played. Join us on round number 2, where we already have quite a few players who have played, and we have some very interesting routes coming up. Potentially next week we might not have these pixel grindings, we may have some proper routes to look at, but we'll probably also have these pixels to dissect and dig into. Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and check the guides and all of the rest of it. And if you're watching on Twitter, hit the follow button, it's much appreciated. Thank you very much, and I will see you next week for round number 2.